7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 for guilty.
They prove it. I'd like to ask you something.
Sure.
You don't believe the boy. How come you believe the woman? She's one of them too, isn't she? You are a pretty smart fellow, aren't you?
Hey, let's take it easy.
Here's 20. We did everything for the boy, and what happened? When he was 9, he ran away from a fight. I saw him. I was so ashamed I was drowned. So I told him right out, gonna make them out of your... Here's the tier. You sit here, and you take the responsibility, and I'll just shut up, that's all.
Why are you getting so hot about it?
And everybody sounded so positive that I started to get a peculiar feeling about this trial. I mean, nothing is that positive, and I have questions I wanted to ask in court. Maybe they wouldn't have meant anything, but I started to feel that the defense counsel wasn't doing his job. He let too many things go, little things.
What little things? Listen, when these guys don't ask any question, that's because they already know the answer and they figure they'll be hurt.
Maybe it's also possible for a lawyer to be just plain stupid, isn't it?
It's not like you have my brother-in-law.
I kept putting myself in the boy's place, and I would have asked for another lawyer, I think. I mean, if I was on trial for my life, I'd want my lawyer to tear the prosecution witnesses to shreds, or at least to trial. Look, there was one at least eyewitness to this killing, and someone else claims that he heard the killing and saw the boy running out afterward. And there was a lot of circumstantial evidence, but actually, those two are the entire case for the prosecution. Supposing they are wrong.
Wasn't they wrong? Wasn't running a witness at all.
Did they be wrong?
They still stand on their own.
There are people make mistakes. Did they be wrong?
I don't think so.
You know so?
Well, listen. Nobody could know a thing like that. This isn't honest exciting.
Yeah, it's the same night. What is this? What is going on here?
What are you trying to do?
Quite lucky you are.
I was walking a couple of hours last night, just thinking.
And I'm telling you, in agency, when they reach a point like this, there's always some people with an idea. And including me. I mean, the way they present the idea was phrases like, let's remove the flagpole and see if someone's hallucinating, or let's put it on a bus and see if it gets to the worship. I mean,
It's the most fantastic story I've ever heard. How can you make stories like that?
Gentlemen, let me remind you, this case is based on a reasonable and logical progression of facts. Let's keep it there.
Facts may be colored by the personalities of people who present them.
Anybody want a cough drop?
I'll take one. Thanks.
Say what you like, I don't still see how anyone can believe who is not guilty.
Executioner, maybe you'd like to pull the switch.
For the kid, you bet I'd like to.
I'm sorry for you.
I'm telling you now, shut up!
Ever since we walked into this room, you've been acting like a self-appointed public avenger.
Shut up!
You want to see this kid side because you personally want it, not because of the facts.
Shut up!
You're a sadist.
Shut up, you son of a bitch! God damn it! Let go of me! I will kill him! I will kill him!
You don't really mean you'll kill me, do you?
Is there something wrong, gentlemen?
No. There's nothing.
Pardon this fighting. This is not why we're here to fight. We have a responsibility. We have responsibility. That we are, what is the word? Notified. That we are notified by mail to come down to this place and decide on the guilt or innocence of a man we have never before. We have nothing to gain or lose by our verdict. This is one of the reasons we are strong. We should not make it a personal thing.
If no one has such an idea, I may have a cutie here. I mean, I haven't put much thought into it. Anyway, let me throw it out of the spot and see if the cat wakes it up.
See if the cat wakes it up.
Well, it wasn't much of an idea anyway.
Big training is here.
6 to 6, I'm telling you. Some of you people in here are out of their minds, a kid like that.
I don't think the kind of boy he has anything to do with it. The facts are supposed to determine the case.
Don't give me any of that. I'm sick and tired of facts.
You can twist them any way you like, know what I mean?
And that's exactly the point this gentleman has been making. I mean, you keep shouting at top of your lungs. I'd like to be a little younger. That man is very out here.
Do you want some water?
No thank you.
It's going to rain.
No, how did you figure that out, you blue eyes? Tell me, how come you switch?
It just seemed to me.
You know, you haven't got a leg to stand out. You know that, don't you?
I don't feel that way. There's a lot of details that never came out.
Details? You're just letting yourself get bold as a bunch of what you call it, intellectuals.
No, that's not so.
Come on, you're like everybody else. You think too much, you get mixed up, know what I mean?
No, that's
The kid wouldn't stand a chance with another jury, and you know it. Come on, we're hung. Nobody's gonna change his opinion. Let's take his side.
You still don't think there's any room for reasonable doubt? No, I don't.
Pardon, maybe you don't fully understand the reason of that.
What do you mean I don't understand it? Who the hell are you to talk to me like that? How do you like this guy? I'm telling you, they're all alike. He comes over to this country running for his life, and before he can even take a big breath, he's telling us how to run the show. The arrogance of the guy.
You mean you're calling him?
Yeah, something like that. Who else? Well, I'd never heard of them before. It was a very inexpensive second feature with unknown.
And you weren't under emotional strength, were you?
No, I wasn't.
I think the point has been made.
Big point.
I think it's a big point.
What? Just because you can't remember the name of a 2-bit movie star? I suppose that proves the kid was at the movies.
No, but it indicates that no one can prove he wasn't. He might have been at the movies and forgot what he saw. It's possible. It is perfectly normal for this gentleman to forget some details, and it's also perfectly normal.
Hey, according to the woman across the street who
Hey, listen. I will tell you something. I'm a little sick of this whole thing. All these young getting us nowhere, so I'm going to break it up here. I'm changing my vote to not guilty.
You're what?
You heard me. I didn't know.
What do you mean you had an ask? That's no answer.
Hey, listen, you just worry about yourself.
He's right. That's not the answer. What kind of a man are you? You've just sat here and voted guilty with everyone else because there's some baseball tickets burning a hole in your pocket. Now, you've changed your vote because you say you're sick of all the talking here.
Oh, listen, buddy.
You have no right to play like this with a man's life. This is a terrible and ugly thing to do. Don't you care?
No, wait a minute. You can talk like that to me.
I can talk like that to you. If you want to vote not guilty, just do it because you're convinced that the man is not guilty, not because you've had enough. And if you think he's guilty, just vote that way. Or don't you have the guts to do what you think is right?
Please listen.
Guilty or not guilty?
I told you, not guilty.
Why?
God damn you. I love you.
You do have to say why.
Don't think he's guilty.
Mr. Foreman, I want another vote. Okay, there's another vote called for. Set in order, please. I guess.
I've heard enough. Now you just stop all this. How would you like me to cave your head in for you smart little bastards? Where the hell did you get the
Hey, we've heard enough. Sit down and don't open your filthy mouth again.
No, it's hard to keep personal prejudice out of a thing like this. No matter where you run into it, prejudice obscures the truth. Well, I don't think any real damage has been done here because I don't know what the truth is. No one ever will, I suppose. 9 of us seem to think that the defendant is innocent, but we're just gambling on probabilities. We may be wrong. We may be trying to return a guilty man to the community.
And 1, 2, 3, bow.